Hey there, it's Chris with Footbridge Media. Whether you have a professionally built and designed website, a website that your friend or your cousin made for you, or a DIY website you made yourself, there are a few common website problems that we see on a regular basis when we meet with new customers. No matter what route you take, it is easy to make a mess of your website, and that means your website might not rank in Google. Let's talk about 5 common home service company and contractor website mistakes that hurt your ranking and how to fix them. Not mobile first, missing out on major search traffic. When you DIY or work with designers who may not be up to date on the latest and greatest trends in web design, you may end up with a website that is not built mobile first. What does mobile first mean? Well, it's what it sounds like. Mobile first means you design and build your website from the ground up with mobile devices as the priority. Your website should work well on the smallest and weakest of devices. As screen sizes grow, your website should gain visual appeal, design elements, and functionality. This is different from more recent website design trends of mobile only and mobile friendly sites. This is important because since 2020, Google has switched to a mobile-first indexing approach. So if your website was built before then, you may not be getting the most benefit from it for your mobile and desktop search results. Your website can actually rank differently if someone searches for you on a phone versus on a desktop. With more searches happening on mobile devices instead of desktop, you could be missing out on getting better website visibility for the majority of people searching for your business. Unfortunately, fixing this is not a band-aid. Mobile first is a structural change to a website, so it's not something you just add to it. Simply put, it's how you make your website. If it's been a few years since you built your site, chances are it needs an update for more than just mobile first sake anyways. Take the time to rebuild your website properly and consider it an investment in your future business success. Slow loading websites. Everyone has dealt with it and hated it. What happens when you try to Google something and you click on a link and then nothing happens? No matter how many times you click, you open a new tab, refresh, the website just won't open. What happens? You back out, you abandon that attempt, and you find another website that will load for you. Even if you rank right now for a popular search term, you won't rank for long if people can't access your website. The tricky part here is the balance. Fancy widgets, images, and videos can make a website look enticing, but every splashy element you add to your website can slow it down. These little elements can add up to significant extra loading time. If a site takes more than a few seconds to load, the website visitors you've worked so hard to earn will never make it to your contact page. Look, you're not going to make a car go any faster by painting flames on the side of it, right? You need to get under the hood. Same thing with websites. You need to get under the hood to make technical optimization improvements for your site's efficiency and speed. That may look like image optimization without getting overly technical, making sure your image is the right size for web and you're not using a print size image, for example, on your website. File minification. This may seem silly, but all the extra spaces and line breaks and the varied code that build your website can add milliseconds of load time. In a fight where every possible moment counts, file size optimization and minification can be helpful. Auditing what you really need. Yeah, that huge video might look great, that additional form is useful, those Facebook and Instagram feeds do make the page look great, but at some point you need to balance the visual reward with the technical cost. Some of those widgets can be incredibly resource intensive, and they can load lots of data inefficiently. Unless it is vital for the lead capture process, it may be time to put some of those things on the chopping block. Servers, file compression, caching, and more. Look, there's a lot of behind the scenes technical improvements that many web designers, let alone contractors and home service providers, can't get done without professional assistance from a web developer who knows their stuff. You can only go so far without some intense coding and server know-how. Built for looks, not for brains. It's important to know what you're asking for when it comes to a business website. Whether you're working with a friend who's doing you a favor or a dedicated marketing agency, it's important that you exactly understand what you're getting out of this process. You can have an absolutely beautiful website with stunning visuals and animations, custom design illustrations, unique interactivity features, and that could be great, but unless it was also purposefully developed with organic search engine optimization as a priority in the planning and implementation of your website, it can be all beauty and no brains. SEO doesn't happen by accident. For some marketing companies, it's not even really on their radar. It's important to have those conversations with whoever is tasked to build and maintain your website. At Footbridge Media, we're of the belief that your website should look great and work great at the same time. If you've had your website for a while and you're not working with an agency like Footbridge Media and you're not getting much traffic from Google, then SEO may not have been a priority in your initial web design and build process. So what can you do with a website that didn't have an SEO plan? If rebuilding your website is not an option right now, even though it should be a priority for the longevity of your marketing efforts, then there are still a few things you can do to try to help your website presence. Your existing content may not be a lost cause. You can use tools like Google's Search Engine Console to see how specific pages have been performing over time. If you have a page that hasn't had any position improvement recently, but is still a good topic your customers may be interested in, consider updating and expanding that content. While you personally may not need an image alt tag, search engines and some people require written descriptions of visual content to best understand what's happening on your website. You can also do some research on internal linking and connect the appropriate pages within your website. Ensure sitemaps are up to date and that Google can crawl your website structure to best understand your website. If you can't work on your website, consider bolstering your local optimization and your Google business profile success. One of the easiest ways to do that is to systematically ask your customers to leave you Google reviews. While that doesn't fix your website problems, it can help you to get more local leads so you can gain enough financial security to upgrade the rest of your online marketing efforts elsewhere. Single page websites, a shallow web experience. A very common trend recently is to have a single page website. While it's simple and elegant and sleek looking, it doesn't give you much opportunity to gain traction with search engines. While perfectly acceptable as an under construction page solution compared to having a parked domain page, single page websites are the starting point, not the final solution for a business wanting to gain online visibility. Luckily, single page websites have a simple enough fix: add more pages. While you may have to muddle through some code or design tools if you're DIYing, you need to incorporate a menu and develop a structure for your website. A short single page website doesn't have the chance to provide detailed enough information to search engines and establish itself as an authority in any subject matter. Single page websites, specifically for contractors, home service providers, and small businesses that scroll for miles, those are not user friendly and they're not easy in the eyes either. Create a structure with multiple pages, at least one long page for each your services and your service area. At the very minimum, that will give you more opportunities to demonstrate your expertise to both people and to search engines. Websites gone stale, freshening up your online presence. One of my biggest marketing pet peeves is going to a website that has clearly been around for a while, visiting their projects or their gallery images, and seeing a coming soon placeholder collecting digital dust. If your website and business have been active for years, you've had plenty of time to add a single image to your website. Your website launch is not the last time you work on your website. Don't make things harder than they need to be. There are simple ways to continually add to your website and your online marketing presence. Fresh content is key. While adding new relevant blogs that can help to inform, entertain, and educate your potential clients is great, don't forget about the option to update existing content too. Showing off your real-world projects and customer interactions is a dead simple way to add pages of content to your website that will help influence potential customers and search engines to identify your business as the best one for their needs. If you feel like you're always repeating yourself, repeating the same answers to the same questions over and over, those common objections may be best answered on a frequently asked questions page of your website. That can grow over time. It can be a great resource for customers who may not have the time to call in yet, but they're still in that selection phase of their customer journey. Fixing your web problems and avoiding website mistakes in the future. There's a lot that can go wrong quickly when it comes to websites. If you don't know you have a problem, you may be wasting months and years of optimization time that you can't get back. By properly planning and trusting your website and online marketing needs to an industry expert like Footbridge Media, you can set the foundation for your success and grow your business. Web design and development is just one part of the comprehensive online marketing services that Footbridge Media offers contractors and home service providers just like you. Enjoy the benefits of 20 years of contractor marketing services without adding the cost of a full-time staff to your company's bottom line. You can always learn more online at footbridgemedia.com, or you can hang out here for more contractor marketing tips and tricks.